Welcome to my channel, INTJ Island. I'm going to try something different. This last year has been, wow, horrific. It was this month last year that my wife died, and it's been a long battle getting to here. So I wanted to discuss how I more or less got through this period of time up until now. It's not going to be. It was not an easy task, and I'm certainly not over this. I mean, it's going to be with me the rest of my life. My Dottie was my everything. She was the center of my universe. So I'm never going to totally overcome that loss. But I've been trying to pull together something out of the debris of the catastrophe and build some kind of life for myself. I'm almost entirely alone. I'm probably 90% of my time I'm alone. I see my family some, but mostly almost every day I'm just by myself. I don't get out and about except to go shopping, and it's and that my cousin asked me the other day if I was lonely, and I said, well, only for my wife. I miss Dottie terribly, but I'm not really what you'd call lonely. I'm inside my own head doing things that I really enjoy. I do have email contact and I send some videos off to people over my phone, just for jokes or whatever. Just try to keep contact. But generally, I wake up in the morning and I go through my routine and go to bed at night. It's not. It's just a daily grind in a way, but that grind is getting easier, so that's a good thing. I don't know. This month, of course, has been extremely hard because this is the month my wife died. But I'm struggling. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I wanted to mention a few of the things that I've used to get through this horrible ordeal. The first thing is writing. I have poured unbelievable amounts of time into writing. It's primarily writing on my Addis material. I've compiled it all together to make one big tome, and it was when I checked the word count, it was over 600,000 words. It's longer than The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings combined, so it's quite a bit. But there's a lot of stuff that can be pruned out of that. When it's all done, I don't think it's going to be a massive bestseller by any means. There's a lot of philosophy and points of view in there that are my own, and it's for people who like to think and sink their teeth into things. It might be of interest, but the general public is probably going to fall asleep reading it. So I don't have high hopes, but writing it has been worth it to me. That was the primary thing. It's gotten me through a very horrific time up to this point, and I'm still working on it. It's a lot to do yet, but I have a brother-in-law who is kindly reading at least a portion of this book, but chapter at a time. So I'll send him a chapter, and he'll go through it, see if he can proofread it, find errors, and send back any corrections he might find. And then I'll send him the next chapter, and so he's up to chapter 17 or something, I think. But he's moving along, and that's helping me. That gives me motivation. So also, I care about the characters in the story, and it's it's kind of like living vicariously through their lives and then enjoying what they're doing. And they're mostly young and healthy, so I can do a lot more than I can do. They can do more than I can do. So it's fun also, but that's been a big help to me. Also, I write emails. That keeps me in contact, especially with one of my cousins. He writes me every day, and I write him every day, and that's real helpful. And we can share all kinds of ideas and things. So that's really helpful. And I have other cousins that have written here and there, and especially my INFP cousin over on the eastern side of the state, or the central part of the state. She's been a real help to me. She came to Dottie's service, and is very special. And of course, all of Dottie's siblings, have been helpful too. I contact them. In fact, her twin sister I contact every day now. Her and her husband are happily married and living on the Oregon coast, but I talk to them regularly, so that's been helpful. But Okay, another thing I've done a lot of is spend time where possible with my grandkids. They've been an incredible help to me. You know, my sons too, both of them, Leroy, who's local, he's been an extreme amount of help. I don't know how in the world I would have ever made it through the Dottie's death and cremation and the services and all that stuff without his help. I mean, he was an amazing asset. I can't thank him enough. He's a loving son. I'm very thankful I have him. And his two children have been an amazing help as well. They're so full of energy and ideas. And my little granddaughter she's extremely intelligent, sitting at the top of her class, and I'm always trying to tug her along, move her a little farther. She's in fourth grade. She's already through the system is doing math in the fifth grade and doing reading in the sixth, I think it is. So she's already moving along rapidly. So that's she's playing my song there. I love it. But anyway, and her little brother, he's amazing. He's an introvert, might even be an INTJ. I don't know, but he's very inside himself. But when he talks, it almost reminds me of Elon Musk. It's listening to the way he phrases things. It's like, whoa, he may be the genius of the family when he's done. I don't know. We'll see. Both of them are very intelligent, though. So when they come over, it just it refreshes me, gives me a reset, and gets me started again. So they're very helpful. Another thing that I've done is I've listened to recently, especially more than 30 audiobooks. It's like day after day after day. And the way I do that is I use GIMP to do pictures. I'll take them and I'll convert a photograph to a painting, an oil painting, or a watercolor painting, that kind of thing. And then I'll put them in different settings and things like that. I can do that because it uses one part of my brain, and then I can read the book or listen to the book with another part of my brain. I don't miss a word of the book, but I also get the other thing done, and the two combined makes the day go by in a hurry. So that's another thing I've really focused on. Yesterday, I used some of the techniques and things I learned by doing that to take a photograph of Dottie and I that was taken in 2011 and turned that into a painting thing. I'll slip that in here at about this point in the video. But anyway, that has been an amazing asset. I can get through days doing that. It just kind of shut my brain off from the outside world and move into another world. I've been listening to Agatha Christie and Ian Fleming and Clive Cussler and various other authors, and it's been very helpful. Some places educational. I mean, I actually had a negative opinion of Agatha Christie because I'd watched some of the movies and I wasn't that impressed with most of them. But the books, she goes into massive detail, I was impressed. I really was. So anyway, I've enjoyed those. So GIMP and audiobooks have been a great asset to me as well. In case you're not familiar with it, GIMP is it's a graphical image manipulation program, but it's open source. And they're constantly improving it, and it doesn't do everything Photoshop does, but it does most of what Photoshop does, and it's a poor man's Photoshop because I'm a poor man on Social Security right now. The other important thing for me, critical thing for me, is having a routine. If you get depressed, which I was very badly, it's possible that you can get your sleep all messed up and you end up sleeping the whole day away or not being able to sleep at all. That's not healthy for your mind as well as your body. And so I've kind of locked myself into a routine where I go to bed early every evening and get up early whenever I wake up. I don't set an alarm, but I do wake up early. This morning I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I did lay back down again and then got back up at 4:30, which is a little later than normal. Normally I get up around 3. Then I get to bed early, somewhere between 5 and 8, depending on the day. Other than that, I pretty much hop up and do my morning routine, have breakfast, and then I jump into my writing. That's the first thing I do every morning, and Then I'll jump into email, and finally I'll do the recreational thing with GIMP and photos and things usually. Then I'll make videos somewhere along the day with my phone and send those off to family members and stuff just to keep in contact. But routine is really important to me. I do the same thing every day. That's been true all my whole life. When I was working in Portland, when I lived in Vancouver, I had to make this almost 2.5 hours of commute every day. And I could beat the morning. It would have been much worse if I couldn't do this, but I got up early and got to the site before the traffic rush hit. So I could beat it in the morning, but in the afternoon, there was nothing for it. At 5 o'clock, the Portland freeways become a parking lot. So I learned to take back roads and do everything else, but still, there was nothing for it. I spent at least 2 hours and 15 minutes on the road every day, and sometimes a whole lot more than that. So anyway, I had to get up in the morning early, about 5:15 every day. And I got to where I started doing that on the weekends too, because if I stayed up late on Friday night and slept in on Saturday, or I stayed up late Saturday night and slept in on Sunday, it'd screw me up. So Monday morning I'd feel terrible because I couldn't get my sleep right, couldn't get it back on track. So I just got where I just got up the same time every day, and it made it a lot easier. So routine has always been important to me, and now it's critical. I kind of know what I'm going to do each day. It gives me a reason to get up. That's another thing. And if it hadn't been for the writing, I honestly would hardly have had any reason at all to get up in the morning. But that I had something to do. There's always something to do, and that engaged me, and that helped tremendously. So anyway, so routine is very important. My eating has been a real problem because my cook died. It's just as simple as that. The kitchen was foreign land to me while Dottie was alive. She handled the kitchen. In fact, she had a sign up over the sink, a cute little joke. She said, "I kiss better than I cook." And I wrote up a little sign underneath that and said, "That's true, but her cooking is fantastic." And it was true. And when she set her mind to cook something, she did a really good job. So I ate a lot better when she was cooking. And now I'm lousy, so I'm kind of stumbling along. Hot dogs or maybe bean burritos or something that I can make, fried egg sandwiches. But I don't eat anywhere near as well as I did then, so I'll have to fix that sooner or later, I guess. But that's a big loss for me. And nothing compared to the emotional loss of my best friend dying, but it's still been something. Here I am. I'm still working on my book. Hopefully that's probably at least another year of work anyway, so I got something to look forward to keep me above ground for a while. And maybe I can start sinking my teeth into this channel again. I miss it. Your viewers have all been awesome, and I've enjoyed your comments, and you're engaging with me, so I wish you all well, and I thank you for your support and all the comments. I just love it. But anyway, I guess that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.